My name is Birthroad, and today we are ranking every anime I have seen. I've seen about 60 different anime, so let's get straight into it and start ranking these. Alright, so as you can see with our categories here, we have top 10, we have good, we have mid, we have hard watch, and we have garbage. Now these are obviously all going to be in my opinion because, we're not really doing like how well they are written because that's kind of boring. I mean, who cares? You guys are here to see like what we can disagree on and stuff, because if I go how good they're written, that don't really matter, right? So let's get straight into it. And first we have Attack on Titan. We always start with the hot one. It's just the first one on the image every single time, and to me Attack on Titan is mid. I don't think it's bad. I just think seasons 1 and 2 are pretty boring. Seasons 3 and 4 are pretty good, but to me, like, it balances out at around mid. Now, good, I could go good as well, but I think I'm just gonna go mid because I'm not the biggest fan of it, and I hate Titans. I think Titans are so lame and boring, so for me, that's why it's going to go mid. I just really don't like Titans. I find them incredibly boring. I get why people like it. It's just not my thing, I'm going to be honest. Now, I am going to rank them in tiers as well, since we don't have that many. Might as well make it the best we can, right? Next, we have Baki Hanma. Now, this includes, like, all the Bakis, because I believe they're all canon, except, like, Baki the Grappler, but, like, Baki Hanma, right? And to me, it's honestly, I'd also put it mid as well. I think I'd be more likely to watch Attack on Titan than Baki, and I like Baki. Like I said, I think it's alright, but it just there's just not a whole bunch of like great story points in a whole lot of it. Like the first Baki show, I feel like is kind of just a fever dream of them fighting, and even for a show about fighting, it doesn't even have like the best fights out of like. It's not even close to being like one of the best like fighting anime, right? So that's why I think it has to go mid, because the story's not really fantastic either. Next we have Beyblade. This is Beyblade as a whole. Honestly, I'm going to put it good. I think Beyblade is a good show for the most part. You have your bad ones like Shogun Steel. Some people like Shogun Steel. I don't know how that one's really bad. So you do have your bad ones of Beyblade, but like the whole Metal series is great. The original Beyblade is great. And I've heard good things about Beyblade X, although I have not watched it. And I also heard good things about Beyblade Burst, but I also have not watched that either. But next we have Bleach. I'd put Bleach in good, but I honestly rather watch Beyblade than Bleach. To me, Bleach just like the original one, because I haven't got to 1000 Year Blood War yet. I just haven't watched it yet, because I do watch it with a friend. And we're about to finish the original Bleach. It's like, I don't know, the pacing in the original Bleach is pretty bad, mainly because like all the worst moments are longer than the best moments. Like there's an Ulquiorra versus Ichigo. It's supposed to be the best fight in Bleach, one of the best fights in anime. It's 3 episodes, like max. Like I don't know, they just make all the great moments in Bleach very short and all the boring moments very long, and I think that's kind of my problem with it. As well as there's so many characters that are supposed to be important, and they're just not. They're there for no reason. Like Ron Giku hasn't done a damn thing. Toshiro tries, but he gets his ass whooped too. Like, I mean, there's just so many characters that are like there and just don't provide anything. So I think that's my problem with Bleach. I still think it's good. I like Bleach. Obviously, I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna watch 1000 Year Blood War, but that's just why I prefer like Beyblade over it, right? And that's why I don't have it higher as a lot of people would have it. Anime wise, I'm sure the manga is just way better, to be honest with you. So maybe I'll read it, because I know they changed Odahime's character pretty much entirely, and I hate Odahime in the anime. She sucks, I'm gonna be honest. So yeah, that's another thing, but that's a whole breakdown. We're not doing that. All right, next we have Bungo Stray Dogs. I'd put Bungo in good. I doubt it'll make my top 10, but it's very good. To me, Bungo is like, you take all the generic tropes you could think of and make them the best they can, right? To me, that's what they do. They have a lot of generic tropes in Bungo, but they're like the best you'll ever get of them, right? So they have like one of like zombies. Like zombies to me are so boring. They're so lame. But the zombies in Bungo are like very unique and different, right? So for me, that's why I'm going to put Bungo in good. I feel like it takes all the basic tropes you have in anime and makes them interesting. So that's why I have it in good. Next we have Chainsaw Man. I have Chainsaw Man in good as well. I'm going to have it at the end of good. And the reason why I don't have it higher, which a lot of people, every time, Chainsaw Man's similar to one like JoJo's, where if you don't overrate the hell out of it, people think, you can't read or anything like that. For me, Chainsaw Man is like, one, there's 12 episodes in a movie, so there's not that much of it. It's just not going to be top 10 off that much. There's very little amount for it to be, very highly ranked. And other than that, a lot of the characters in Chainsaw Man don't have all their depth quite yet. Like some of them do, but to me, there's only 2 characters I really like, which is Beam and Rize, but there's only 1 character I dislike, so it's not like the characters are bad or anything like that. And the story, I like everything with the Gun Devil. I like the Rize story, that was good. But I don't care about all these side quests Denji wants to go on about just having sex with women and shit like that. Like, to me, I don't really like that part of it. And people get mad when I call Denji a gooner. Like, he's not a gooner, he's a victim. You can easily be both, and Denji is most definitely both. Yes, he's a victim, but he is also a gooner, bro. So for me, that's why I'm going to have it in good. I just don't think it's enough yet. I don't think it'll finish top 10 for me, but it has the chance to be higher than all of these once we get more out. But it's 12 episodes in a movie for a long series, right? It just doesn't have enough quite yet to be higher. Next, we have Code Geass. I know for sure that's going to finish in the top 10. Code Geass probably has the best start and finish to an anime ever. It is the only show ever that has mechs in it that I'm like, all right, that's solid. I hate mechs. I think they're the dumbest and most boring thing you could have in any anime. I hate them, absolutely. But Code Geass actually masks them pretty well, and the story is fantastic. Like I said, best start and finish to an anime, in my opinion. So, yeah, I think that's why it has to go top 10. Also, the characters are really great. There's very little wrong with Code Geass, and the biggest thing wrong with it is it has mechs in it. Next we have Cowboy Bebop, 100% going top 10. It's going higher than Code Geass as well, because Cowboy Bebop to me is probably the most like relatable anime, I guess. I feel like I relate to Spike a lot, and I love the story of Cowboy Bebop. I love the randomness of it, and it has some of the most iconic characters ever in anime. It's obviously a very influential anime, right? I mean, Spike is regarded as one of the best main characters. To me, he's the best character in anime, right? Faye Valentine is one of the best female characters in all of anime as well. So, yeah, there's quite a lot of good from Cowboy Bebop. Obviously, it's going to go top 10 for me. I think it's probably my number 5 anime of all time. So, top 10 for Cowboy Bebop. Next, we have Dragon Ball. I'm going to put Dragon Ball in good. Now, this is obviously just based on my opinion, because if we were doing, like, writing, like I mentioned earlier, it'd probably be way lower, because Dragon Ball just does not have good writing, to be honest with you. But I think there's a charm to shows that are just simple. You know what I'm saying? And Dragon Ball is pretty simple, but it just has cool fights. It has likable characters. It has cool transformations, so that's why it's in good. There's nothing life-changing about Dragon Ball. There's not really many lessons learned. There's not many deep moments in Dragon Ball, other than Vegeta. Vegeta's got them all, because he's the GOAT. But anyway, you're not really getting much in-depth value, I guess, from Dragon Ball, but it is a cool show to watch. It's got good fights and stuff, so I'll put it at the bottom of good. I do like it. It's just, there's just better, right? So that's why it's not like any higher. Next, we have Death Note. Oh, to me, I'm going to put Death Note in mid. I will put it above Attack on Titan. And the reason why is because the first season of Death Note, when, you know, it's L versus Light, is peak. It's 10 out of 10. Everybody loves that. There's no one that's like, wow, L versus Light was boring. Nobody will ever say that, because it's awesome. People pretend season 2 of Death Note doesn't exist. It's just not good. I'm going to be honest with you. Season 2 of Death Note is just not a very good anime, right? If season 2 didn't exist, this could potentially be top 10. If not, it'd very least be good, but season 2 is just very bad. So yeah, I'm going to have it in mid. Also, if you made it to this point, obviously you might be able to tell, but I'm going to try not to spoil as many things as possible. I don't like spoiling, but if I need to talk about it, I will. Next, we have Death Parade. I'm going to put it at the top of good. I don't know if it's going to make the top 10, but Death Parade to me is the best 12-episode anime. Like, it's only 12 episodes, yet I still walked away with so much, like, emotion and, like, depth, and I feel like I learned a lot after watching it. Like, Death Parade genuinely, to me, is a must-watch anime, mainly because it's 12 episodes. You could watch it in one night, and it is beautiful. It is one of the most beautiful anime I've ever watched. The only complaint about it, which is why I probably won't go top 10 or anything, one, it's 12 episodes, so it's very short. And the first, like, 3 episodes are a little slow. They probably could have made it into at least, or at most, 2 episodes, and it would have been fine. But, yeah, other than that, it's very good. So, yeah, I'm going to put it at the top of good. Next, we have Demon Slayer. To me, Demon Slayer is going to go in hard watch. It's definitely not garbage, and, you know, I think a lot of people would probably put it mid instead of hard watch, but I literally can't watch it. I don't know. It's hard for me to sit down and watch it. I finish the Entertainment District, and I go to start the next arc, and it's like, boom, first episode is like an hour, hour and a half long, and I'm like, hey, you normally only give those to good anime, right? And I'm not, like, trying to hate on Demon Slayer or anything, because I know a lot of people love it. And I like the movie. I went and watched the movie, even though I'm not caught up on the anime. The movie was great. It's better than any season of the anime, for sure. But, I'm sitting there and it's like an hour-long episode for when the story's just not that great. I mean, it's a typical zombie story. It's not anything special, honestly, like story-wise. And the story's pretty shallow. There's not a whole lot of depth there. The characters aren't very likable for the most part. So for me, it's like it's already, you know, a mid show just because the story's not that great. Characters aren't that great. And then you're giving me hour-long episodes I gotta watch. Like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna be honest. That's why it's a hard watch for me. I think I'd normally put it mid, but I'm putting it hard watch because of how many hour-long episodes there are. Like, I can't do that. I'm sorry. Only good shows should get that, and I get Demon Slayer by the numbers is good, but it's really not that great. Next we have Cyberpunk Edgerunners. It's definitely good. I'd probably put it... I'll put it above Beyblade. I thought it was great. I just think the ending's a bit overrated. I mean, people overrate that ending all the time. I think it's a good ending. It's just, you know, people are like, it's one of the best endings ever. I don't agree with that. I do think it's good. It's just not like, you know, anything crazy. But it's like a 10-episode anime, right? And I know what you're thinking. You said, oh, Chainsaw Man only has 12 episodes and a movie or whatever, and that's why you had it that low. But it's a long story, and you understand that a lot of the early stuff's going to be set up for a story that's meant to be 10 episodes. It's going to be complete in 10 episodes, right? So that's why Cyberpunk is higher. Cyberpunk also had a lot of emotional value, right? I thought it was very good, so that's why it's going to land it in good, right ahead of Beyblade. All right, next we have Fairy Tail. I'm going to put Fairy Tail at the top of mid because Fairy Tail, and I always say this every time I talk about it, it is 50-50. It is the definition of mid, in my opinion. 50% of the time you're watching Fairy Tail, you're like, wow, this is amazing, this is great. The other 50% of the time, you're like, wow, this is terrible, this is awful. Like, what is the Bubble Butt Booty Bandit arc? Like, are we dead ass, bro? And then you got, like, Tower of Heaven, which is, like, one of the greatest arcs in anime history. Then you go from that straight to Edalus, which is dog shit, which apparently people like Edalus. I don't know how. I hated that arc. I thought it was terrible. So, yeah, to me, Fairy Tail is very 50-50. You go from one good arc to a bad arc to a good arc to a bad arc. And that's, like, the whole... That's like the whole story. It does that the whole story. So it's literally perfect definition of mid because half the time it's great, half the time it's bad. So that's why I'd go mid. Next we have Golden Kamuy. I'm going to be honest, it's going to go mid as well, but I'll put it at the top of mid. I think I used to give it a little too much credit. The story's just mad confusing, I'm going to be honest. A lot of the characters look the same, especially in the anime. And yeah, I think the biggest reason I'm putting in mid is because the story's confusing. And really, you know, they have a story, but it feels more like a comedy show, to be honest, and it is super funny. I think it is funny. It's just, yeah, it's honestly kind of confusing. And then it's like, it's kind of supposed to be serious. Like I said, it has like a real plot, and then they're like jerking each other off and coming on each other, and that's not even a joke, by the way. So yeah, to me, it just is very weird. It's just not that great. All right, next we have Gurren Lagann. I'm going to be honest, it's going in hard watch for me. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like, wow, that's terrible take, this, and that. Again, it's just my opinion on it. I hate mechs. We went over that. Mechs, to me, are the worst type of show ever. And honestly, I didn't even know Gurren Lagann was a mech anime when I started it. I know that's crazy, but it was like the third thing I ever watched, so you can't really blame me. But I absolutely hate mechs. Love the characters in Gurren Lagann, though, but that's just why it's a hard watch, because I think the overall point of the story and the characters and stuff is great. The animation is great and all that, but... yeah, I just don't like mechs, so it makes it a hard watch for me. I do think, you know, if you like mechs, it's probably a damn good show. It's probably very, very good. But to me, I just hate mechs so much. It's a hard watch for me. Next, we have Hunter x Hunter. It might make the top 10. I'm not sure, but for now, we're going to put it in good. I think it probably will end up top 10, but to me, Hunter x Hunter is practically a perfect show. The biggest problem with Hunter x Hunter is it's kind of like Chainsaw Man, where it's like you only have a certain amount. I know what you're saying. Hunter x Hunter has like 150 something episodes or something like that. Yeah, but we're like not even halfway through the story. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to go off of, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, we have a lot there, but like, going in even the main character in like the rest of the story. And it's like, we haven't even got to that yet. We haven't even seen anything else like that. So I think that's why it's going to go good. It's just we're missing a whole lot of information. So that's why it's going to go good. Next, we have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And for JoJo's, I'm honestly, it's obviously going top 10 for me. To me, it's my second favorite anime ever, and I've talked about it before. I don't know that. I don't think there's a real point to talk about it, but man, the fan base of JoJo's has been pissing me off recently. Every time I talk about JoJo's, if I don't say it's the greatest thing of all time, people think I'm hating, people think I dislike it, people think I haven't watched it, and I'm like, bro, it's good, but it doesn't need to be everybody's favorite. It's like such a toxic fan base. And I just feel like I have to say it because they'd be pissing me off. But anyway, I love JoJo's. Great story, great characters, great everything, right? I don't think there's anything bad for me to say about it. I like how unique it is. There's no other show out there that's like JoJo, so that's why it's going to go top 10. Next we have Jujutsu Kaisen. I'd put JJK in good. I'd probably put it just above Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Also, there's a notion as well that apparently I'm like a massive JJK fan, which I don't know where that came from, I'm going to be honest. I think it's because my profile picture is Yuji, but my profile picture has been Yuji for like 5 years on TikTok. So, yeah, I'm not a JJK like fanboy or anything. I like the show. Obviously, I put it in good. I think it is good, but I think it's just going to go downhill from here. Obviously, if you know the stuff that happens in the manga and stuff like that. Not a big fan of the Culling games, to be honest, and I like JJK. It's definitely good, but it's nowhere near like a perfect story. It's like a very beginner anime to watch, and you know, I think that has its both positives and negatives, right? So I think that's why it's going to go in good. It's a little too like, yeah, probably surface level. It's a little too surface level for me to really make it any higher, but I do like JJK, but I don't know where the notion came from that I'm a JJK fanboy. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that one. Next, we have One Piece. One Piece is 100% going top 10, right above Cowboy Bebop. It's my 4th favorite anime of all time. I love One Piece. And to me, it's the most entertaining show of all time. Now, other shows like JoJo's, it is entertaining, obviously. That's why you watch stuff, but One Piece is just all entertainment. They haven't really had any in-depth moments until recently. Like, every now and then, they'd be spread out. Like, you'd have Sending Away the Going Merry. But then you wouldn't have, like, a really in-depth scene for quite a while. It'd just be, like, really entertaining and really fun. So that's why I say it's the most entertaining anime ever, because there's a lot of different fights and stuff. The story is great, the characters are likable, everything like that. And one thing I do want to say about One Piece is if you haven't seen it, that's totally fine. You know, I'm not a guy that's like, you gotta watch One Piece. It's very long for it to be a must watch. But if you think One Piece is bad because it's too long, that's just a bad take. I'm going to be honest. I see people say it all the time. That's stupid. If you don't want to watch it because it's long, that's valid. To say it's bad because it's long, that's a horrible take. But One Piece is great. Like I said, most entertaining anime in my opinion, and now they're getting a lot more serious. We're heading into the final bits of One Piece, and it's great. Next, we have One Punch Man, and dude, like I have to. I don't know. Obviously, I still have season 3 fresh in my head, and season 3's ass. So it's like hard to think where I want to put One Punch Man because typically I'd have it in good. And honestly, after the first 2 seasons, I'm still comfortable with putting it. I don't know where I'd put it. It's definitely not going above Cyberpunk. It's going to be somewhere in this range. Would I rather watch Dragon Ball or One Punch Man? I'd probably rather watch Dragon Ball. I do think it's good, but season 3 is so astronomically ass. And if season 4 is also ass, it's definitely going to mid. Because One Punch Man, it does have a decent story. It is pretty funny. It has a lot of likable characters, which I think helps it out a lot. It has great antagonists, which I also think helps it out a lot. But yeah, season 3 honestly is just terrible. Season 2 was a setup as well, so it's like it's not like you went from a banger season to a mid one and people can, you know, it's like everything was set up for season 3 to be great and then it was terrible. So for me, One Punch Man is going to have to go at the end of good. I do still think it's good, but season 3 really hurt this show. Next we have Rave Master. This is our first garbage show. I mean, the show's just actually terrible. Like, try to watch it and tell me what's going on. Like, it's so confusing. The story makes no sense. They don't explain anything. The characters are cool, but that's about it. Rave Master's pretty garbage. Next we have Solo Leveling. To me, it's just a way worse Dragon Ball because Dragon Ball, like I said, barely has any depth. Same with Solo Leveling. But all the depth comes from Vegeta, right, in Dragon Ball for the most part. Solo Leveling doesn't even have a secondary, like, main character. Like, it's Sun Jin Woo or nothing. Like, no other character is important in Solo Leveling. So I'd honestly I'll put it above Golden Kamuy because I still watch all of it and I will watch the next season. But yeah, Solo Leveling is basically Dragon Ball but with no other characters, and Sun Jin Woo is definitely worse than Goku as well. It's basically just a worse Dragon Ball, like I said. That's pretty much what Solo Leveling is. It's what it feels like. It's all about fights. There's no real story. There's no real character progression at all. So yeah, I'd put it in mid, but it does have its hype moments and it's simple. So like I said, sometimes simple can be good. Now, it's not going to be peak if it's simple, but you get what I'm saying. Next, we have Vinland Saga. Again, probably going to be a hot take. I'm going to put this in hard watch. Again, I think the average person will like Vinland Saga. I find Vikings incredibly boring, and I also find every character boring other than Thorfinn. I love Thorfinn, and I know what you're saying. Well, Thorfinn's the main character, so it shouldn't be that hard for you to watch. I'm on an episode about like Thorkel and Canute, and it is just so boring. I just cannot get through it. Like I to me, the rest of the characters are incredibly boring, and I don't know. I really only like Thorfinn, so to me, it's a hard watch to get through. It's just something I don't really enjoy that much. I think it's objectively a pretty good show, but just in my opinion, I'm not a big fan of it. Don't like Vikings, and I don't like any of the other characters. So for me, it's a hard watch. Next, we have Devil May Cry. I like the Devil May Cry. I thought it was good. I'd probably put it above Cyberpunk. I mean, they obviously both video game anime, but I like Devil May Cry more because it's, I don't want to say more simple, it's just like more consistent, I guess. Because I'm not gonna lie, the ending of Cyberpunk doesn't really make sense. I know people are gonna be like, it makes total sense. It doesn't. This guy's supposed to be a genius. Like, David is supposed to be a genius, and that's explained in the first 2 episodes, and he does the dumbest shit ever. To me, I felt like a disconnect there in the ending. Obviously, Devil May Cry is not over, but the whole thing felt consistent, felt great. I love the moments. I love the music. It's also funny. If you have humor in your show, it definitely helps out a lot because having funny moments is great. So yeah, I think it's going to go ahead of Cyberpunk Edgerunners, but just does not have enough to be any higher, really. But it was really funny, had a lot of great moments, and yeah, I liked it, so pretty good. Next, we have D. Gray Man. This is another hard watch. I'll put it under Demon Slayer, to be honest. I heard good things about D. Gray Man from the few fans that it had. They were like, oh, you got to watch it. It's good. It's good. It's not good. I'm being honest. It's not. Season 1 was great. I love season 1 of D. Gray Man. I watched season 2, and it is so fucking boring. It is so incredibly boring. Like, I really don't understand. I know the show doesn't really have much hype. A lot of people haven't seen it, but the ones that have seen it are like, oh, it's great. It's not. It's just really not. I'm just being honest. It's like, it's kind of in that Demon Slayer tier, bro. It's kind of mid. And then it has really basic animation as well. I mean, obviously it wasn't popular, so it's not going to get anything crazy, but like, yeah, it has that basic 2000s animation. It just doesn't really look great either, so it's kind of hard to stay around when the story's mid and the animation's mid. So yeah. Next we have GTO. I love GTO. I think it's great. I'd probably put it just above JJK. Very funny, one of the funniest anime I've ever watched, but it actually has quite a lot of depth to it, which is what I like about GTO, is that it's funny and it has depth. My only complaint about GTO is, obviously, if you're a manga reader, if you pay attention to manga and you've, looked into GTO, you know that the anime covers almost none of the story. Like, this is such a small section of the story. GTO has thousands of chapters. I think thousands of chapters. It has a lot of chapters. Maybe not thousands. I don't know. But it's like up there with One Piece. Like, it has a ton of chapters, dude. And so the story they tell in the anime is such a small part of the story that, it's not really... It just doesn't feel complete when you know that, so that's why it really can't go higher. And it's a good little story. It's short as well. It's funny, good, and has great moments. So yeah, that's why it's gonna land at that high and good. Next we have Tsukimichi. It's not a garbage show, and it's not even a hard watch. It is just mid. I put it above Baki because like it's funny, and when it's funny, it's really funny and it's really entertaining. But the story of Tsukimichi is just bad. It's just not good. Like, the story is so boring, honestly, and I mean, it makes sense, but it also doesn't really make sense. I don't know, the story just sucks, but the characters are likable and it's funny, so that's why it's mid. Next we have The Elusive Samurai. That's genuinely the worst show I've seen in my entire life. I could make a whole video, like I said, if you've seen some of my other videos before, there's only 3 things I actually hate in anime. Like, I think Raid Master's garbage. I don't hate it. I hate Uryu from Bleach, I hate Gohan from Dragon Ball, and I hate The Elusive Samurai. Those are the only 3 anime things I absolutely hate. The Elusive Samurai to me is the worst show ever created, worst show I've ever seen in my entire life. Probably worst piece of media I've ever consumed in my entire life. Now, I haven't made a video yet on why I hate The Elusive Samurai like I did my other 2 characters that I hate, so maybe I should. But to me, The Elusive Samurai is the biggest piece of dog shit ever released on the internet. I absolutely hate it. So yeah, I mean, I could go into detail, but that'll probably be a video later on, so I'm not going to. Next we have Kill la Kill, and I mean, this is the definition of a hard watch. I actually probably put it above because I'd rather watch that than the other 4, honestly. I know that's crazy, but I would. It's obviously a hard watch because you got to watch this shit in your bed on your phone or like tablet or laptop or something. Like, if I even have it on my monitor here and somebody walks in and sees me watching this, yeah, there's going to be some questions. It is quite literally a hard watch. Whether you enjoyed it or not, it is... Like, you can't watch this shit in public anywhere. I watched a lot of my anime while at school, and I can't do that now with Kill la Kill, like if I'm watching that, because I can't watch that at school. If somebody sees me watching that, dude, yeah, I'm done. Like, I'm cooked. So yeah, literally definition of a hard watch, because it is hard to watch it. Next we have Mashle. Mashle's honestly really good to me. I put Mashle ahead of GTO. I think it's a little bit funnier than GTO, and it has a story to it, a lot more likable characters than GTO. I know they're not really comparable, but it's just like a better GTO. Like, everything that's good about GTO, Mashle just does it better. Now I would say GTO is better, like, life lessons and depth in it, but Mashle's a lot funnier, and Mashle has a better overall story going on, so I'd put Mashle ahead of it. Next we have Pokemon, and to me Pokemon is like the definition of mid. I'll put it behind Solo Leveling, because I think I'd rather watch Solo Leveling than Pokemon. But to me Pokemon is like, it starts like this, at the very top, like Indigo League is the best Pokemon, I don't care. It goes straight down, oh, you get one good one, back down, one good one, back down. And it's kind of been like that ever since Black and White, to be honest. You have one good one, then one bad one good one, one bad one, right? And so that's kind of how Pokemon is. So it's just up and down, kind of like Fairy Tail. Now, there are more good seasons of Pokemon than there are bad ones. I will say, I do believe that, but I do think it's still mid when a decent part of your show is pretty bad. So yeah, Pokemon's going to go to mid pretty simply for that. Next, we have Windbreaker. Windbreaker's hard because I do like it, but I honestly think it's going to go mid. I'll put it top of mid. I think it's good. The problem is, all these delinquent animes and mangas, which are some reason really popular, like, I don't know why, because they're not really that good. Like, they're not. All of them have the same story going on and almost the same purpose. Now, I am actually reading one right now, but it's a lot better. It's called Holy Land, but that's besides the point. Because that one's, like, adult. Like all these, like, everyone friendly ones, like Tokyo Avengers, Windbreaker, it's like, they're all the same thing. I'm going to be honest. They're not really that different. And it's just about kids fighting each other to see who's strongest or whatever. And it's fist fights. There's never anything really that interesting involved. So it's going to go into mid, honestly. Haruka's very likable, but a lot of the other characters, I feel like, are not very likable. They're not dislikable, but none of the other characters just feel good like Haruka does. And Windbreaker's kind of cringe, which is why I'll put it in mid instead of good. Especially the English dub, dude. They just say some stuff that makes me visually just like, Like, yeah, it's strange. Next, we have Ippo. Ippo might make top 10. Honestly, put Ippo... Nah, I can't. Hunter x Hunter's better for sure. Ippo might make it in the top 10. I don't know. Love Ippo. Super motivational. Super funny. Super great fights. It actually teaches you quite a bit about boxing if you've never, like, done boxing before. So it's super cool in that aspect. Biggest problem, it's not finished and never will be. Now, the manga will. But in terms of the anime, they're done with the anime. They quit on it for some reason, even though it's one of the most popular manga of all time. You go to Japan and try to find Ippo, good fucking luck, dude. They're sold out everywhere. Everywhere you go to find Ippo. Like, because for me, like, when I went to Japan, I wanted to get, like, you know, like volume 1, right, of the manga or whatever. Ippo, like, you only find, like, maybe volume 14, volume 46. Like, they're so spread out. It's, like, it's ridiculous. And yeah, they don't want to animate anymore of it. I don't know why, even though it's super great. And I honestly think Ippo, as popular it is in Japan, would do even better in America. But yeah, they don't want to do it. Next, we have Ghost in the Shell. Fantastic, the best anime movie ever. I'll probably put it above Bungo. It's great. A lot of depth in Ghost in the Shell. It is awesome. If you don't know, the Ghost of the Shell actually inspired The Matrix. The Matrix was based off the Ghost in the Shell, which is great. Well, it's not the Ghost in the Shell. That's the new one that's going to come out soon. But it's called Ghost in the Shell. To me, greatest anime movie ever. Is it the only anime movie I've watched? Yes, but I don't know what could beat it. It's fantastic. Ghost in the Shell is fire. Yeah, I'd recommend it highly. Next, we have The God of High School. Now, if this was like the manhwa, it'd be pretty high. But the anime, I want to put it garbage, but it's not garbage. It is mid, and I'd actually watch it over Attack on Titan, to be honest. But it is mid. The anime is mid. It is. And the biggest reason why it's not garbage and mid is because the fights do look really good. It's done by Mappa, and it somewhat follows the story, so the story is somewhat followable. The biggest part with The God of High School, the anime, it covers over 120 chapters in 12 episodes. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, that's like, I mean, JoJo's covers a lot, you know, very quickly, and it's good. The average JoJo's chapter is like 40 pages. The average God of High School chapter is like 150. So that is literally thousands of pages put into 12 episodes. And they cut out so many important characters. They cut out his grandpa's backstory. I don't even know if you really meet Mandiok Sang properly in the anime. I don't remember. It's been so long. I think he kind of just shows up in the anime. And so they fuck up the story entirely. That's why I want to put it garbage, because it is such a massacre of an adaptation. Arguably the worst adaptation of anything ever. But it was Crunchyroll's first ever anime that they produced. But after they produced that, they probably should have never produced anything again. It pisses me off how bad they made it, because it's actually a great story, and I think a lot of people would like it. But the chances they go back to it now when it's not getting any more content, any more hype, is pretty low in my opinion. But if they came back and did God of High School, it would be fantastic. But yeah, it's got to go mid for that. Psyche K is garbage. To me, it's not really funny at all. It's the only show I've actually ever fallen asleep to. So yeah, I feel like that speaks for itself. I've never fallen asleep while watching anything in my entire life other than Psyche K, because it was boring. Next we have Rurouni Kenshin, Diddy Blood anime. I know, but you know, it is still pretty good. Now my face is covering, so there, we could move it like that. Rurouni Kenshin, I'll put behind Chainsaw Man. Like, it's solid for sure, but the pacing is not really great. There's times when it can be kind of boring, but the overall story is solid, and the characters are pretty cool. And the villains are cool too. It's just very slow, and it's a historic anime, so it's not like the most interesting thing. So yeah, that's why I'd put it just above Dragon Ball. But next we have Skate the Infinity, which apparently this is a hot take. I think the show is trash. I'd actually put it behind Raid Master as well. I did not like Skate the Infinity at all. I thought the story of it was stupid. I think the characters are terrible. Like, I don't have a problem with, like, you know, any type of character, but when you're going into a skate battle and the guy's like, if I win, you have to be my personal pet. Yeah, what the fuck are we doing? Like, I don't understand. That's not a good plot point, bro. That's not. It's just not a good plot point. Then the main character just like likes children or something like that. Like, it's just actually terrible. I don't understand how people like it. It's awful. The main character is such a cool guy, and he doesn't do shit because they're too busy teaching the blue hair guy how to skate. And some reason he's like the best natural born skater. It's stupid. It's dumb. It's a dumb show. So dumb. I hate Skate the Infinity. It's bad. Next we have Doraemon. I mean, honestly, it is just mid. I'm going to put it at the bottom of mid. The reason why I say it, and I say it every time, Doraemon, classic kid show. I used to watch it a bit as a kid. It literally, there's just so much better kid shows. That's why. It's not a bad show or anything like that. It's not a hard watch. It's just, there's way better. Like, everything Doraemon has that's good for it, there's so much better. Like, Pokemon does everything better than Doraemon. Beyblade does everything better than Doraemon, right? So it's like, there's just better. Like, it's just not that good. Next we have Boruto. Now if we're going off the anime, it is garbage. I'll still put it at the top because some of the episodes are alright. Yeah, but the anime is garbage. Twin Blue Vortex will save it though, because Twin Blue Vortex, if you don't know, is back to being wrote by the creator of Naruto. If you don't know, Boruto was not really written by him, so that's why it's awful. But Boruto Twin Blue Vortex is being backed by the original creator, and it's pretty good so far, honest, from what I've read. I've only read like 5-6 chapters, but they're very good. Next we have Yu Yu Hakusho. To me, Yu Yu Hakusho is going to go top 10. It is Hunter x Hunter, but finished, in my opinion. Now, they're not really that similar, but they have similar vibes because they're made by the same guy. And Yu Yu Hakusho, obviously one of the most influential anime out there. Everybody's based off Hiei. Hiei, one of the most influential characters of all time. I mean, you could count from all these different anime, like, who were based off Hiei, because, like, everybody has a Hiei clone in it at this point. Because Hiei, I mean, he's influential. Like, I mean, we could go down the list, but, like, Sasuke was inspired by Hiei. Obviously, Aki was inspired by, like, Sasuke, who's inspired by Hiei, right? Megami inspired by Sasuke, who's inspired by Hiei. So, like, a lot of characters come from Hiei. He's very influential. Very good show, by the way. People hate on the ending of Yu Yu Hakusho. I loved it. I don't get why people think it's bad. They say it's rushed, but I disagree. I think it actually ends pretty well. So, I like the ending of Yu Yu Hakusho. I think it's a great show. Next we have Sword Art Online. Honestly, it's going to go garbage. I'll put it at the top of garbage, though. I liked Season 1 a lot. Season 2 was alright. Everything after was terrible. It was just so bad. Such a fall from grace of a show. It started off great. It literally is like Pokemon, but way worse. It just goes straight downhill. But yeah, we'll move on from Sword Art. Not a big fan of it. Next we have Blue Exorcist. Blue Exorcist is so hard to rank. I love Rin Okumura, and I love the woman. I can't remember her name because I watched the show when it first came out, and it didn't get the 3rd season until like 10 years later. So I can't really remember anything. Shura, I think her name's Shura. It's hard for me to put it good. I'm gonna put it top of mid. It could go bottom good, maybe even above One Punch Man. But to me, it's like the story is alright. But to me, it's like Rin and Shura really save it. They are like two very, very well written characters, and they have a lot of depth to them and everything like that. So they're great. The story is alright, like it's solid. It can be a little confusing at times, and the villains kind of suck. I'll be honest, the villains suck. So that's kind of what holds it back for me. But it is a solid show for sure with two very great characters. Next, we have My Hero. Now, My Hero is an absolutely phenomenal show. I had to put it above Death Parade. The biggest problem with My Hero is the fan base. Obviously, you know, everybody always says that. But I actually don't dock it for the fan base because it's not like I'm encountering them. I'm not dealing with them. Yes, they're terrible, but I don't deal with them. My Hero is fantastic. The only reason to me My Hero is not a perfect show is because Deku is the main character. Now, apparently, the Deku Defenders have been out in full enforce the past like year or so. Because I always say I don't like Deku, and they're like, oh, how do you not like Deku? What's wrong with you? This and that. Deku is a little bitch when he's not fighting. Like, people are always like, he's not even a crybaby, this and that. I don't care about the crybaby thing that people call him. Deku is so lame, so boring, and so annoying when he's not in a fight. When he's fighting, he's awesome. He's great. When he's not fighting, he is a loser that I do not want to watch. Like, he actually acts like a loser, bro. I don't get it. He is a chud that works hard, pretty much. He's a chud that turned his life around because that's what he acts like, bro. I'm gonna be honest. He's got no game. He picks up on no social cues. He wants Bakugo to fucking accept him. It's like, bro, just grow the fuck up, dude. Like, he pisses me off. And then he went on that whole emo arc, which was pointless. Like, oh yeah, if they're only targeting me. If I go away, they won't kill him. Their goal is to kill everybody and like take over the world. What sense is that? Now, like, Deku's just annoying. Like, he's annoying to follow when he's not fighting. Now, when he's fighting, like when he fought Overhaul, I'm like, wow, Deku's great. He should be like this more often. Then they get out of the fight and he starts acting like a little bitch again. So that's my problem with My Hero. My Hero would be a perfect show if Bakugo was the main character, I'm going to be honest. I mean, there's a reason Bakugo won most popular hero from My Hero, because he's the GOAT. But yeah, Deku, I think, is the problem with it. Next, we have Assassination Classroom. It's definitely not a hard watch. I'd say it's mid. I put it above The God of High School. To me, Assassination Classroom has a problem. If you've ever seen my videos, you know exactly what I'm going to say, because I say the same thing every time. It's so forgettable. It's probably the most forgettable show I've seen. Did I enjoy it when I watched it? Yes. But do I remember any of it? Not really. Anyway, but yeah, to me, it's pretty forgettable. I mean, the ending is memorable, but that's about it. I don't remember anything else that's happened. But I do remember enjoying it, so it's not like a hard watch. It's just is kind of mid. Next, we have Full Metal, definitely top 10. It is arguably a perfect show. I'd put it right behind Cowboy Bebop. A lot of great characters, great story, very emotional. The reason I don't have it higher, I guess it's not really like, what's the word, I guess? It's not really as relatable for me. Like, I relate to Cowboy Bebop more. One Piece is just a lot longer, has a lot more peak in it. JoJo's obviously a lot longer as well, a lot more relatable for me, a lot funnier as well. So I think that's the reason why it doesn't rank higher, but it is arguably perfect, and Full Metal's in everybody's top 10 for a reason. Next, we have Mob Psycho, 100% a top 10 show. I put it right behind Full Metal. It's one of the most emotional shows. It's great. It has some of the best characters out there, but it is kind of short, and I think the biggest problem is it doesn't have enough characters. Like, Mob and Reagan are fantastic, and Dimple as well. Those three are fantastic, but the rest of the characters are just kind of there. Yeah, it's one of the greatest shows ever, and it deserves more credit. Like, it's made by the guy that made One Punch Man, if you don't know, and One Punch Man obviously is astronomically popular. Mob Psycho should be as well. And I'm not saying Mob Psycho is not popular. It's just nowhere near as popular as One Punch Man, and it should be. It should be one of the most popular anime of all time because it's fantastic and it's beautiful. The animation's gorgeous. Next, we have Black Clover. It's going into my top 10. It is actually my number 3 anime of all time. Now, to a lot of people, that's crazy. To me, Black Clover is the most motivational anime out there. One of the best anime out there. And I think its only problem, the reason it's not higher, is, well, it's not finished, 1. And 2, the villains aren't that great, but the villains in the manga, if you know, you know, bro. It's about to pick up great. It's about to be great, bro. But yeah, I love Black Clover. I love the characters. I love the story. I love the animation. I love the pacing. It's funny too. But to me, the biggest thing is Asta's just super motivational. If I'm not feeling motivated, I could watch Black Clover and it'll get me right. So that's why I have it top 3. Next, we have Naruto. It's my number 1. To me, the greatest anime of all time, greatest show of all time. My only complaint about Naruto is the ending with Kaguya. It should have been Madara. It's bullshit. Like, that was bullshit. But other than that, love Naruto. I literally think it's perfect. The only thing to me that you could come and say like your complaints about Naruto, the only one I will ever accept is that the ending was not good, which I do agree with that. But I hate the complaints about the characters because they make no sense. Naruto's more in-depth characters than probably any show ever, right? There's at least like 50 characters with unique backstories, unique lore, and that get dove into, and people still complain that there isn't enough with the characters, which I'll never understand that because there's quite a lot, honestly. So for me, Naruto, number one. Don't get the complaints about it, and I mean, most people like Naruto a lot, so it's not like, you know, I'm saying some weird show's my number one. I mean, it's one of the most, if not the most popular anime of all time, so for a good reason. Next, we have Fire Force. I love Fire Force. I haven't watched season 3 yet, but I'd probably put it above Bungo Stray Dogs. I think it's great. I love Shinra. Shinra is one of my favorite main characters ever. I love Arthur. Arthur is a great character as well. I think the story is great, and the story is so unique. The biggest problem with Fire Force, and I mean, it's kind of obvious, is there's too much, like, similarity in the whole thing, if that makes sense. And it's like, everybody wears the same uniform. Everybody has fire powers. Like, that's two things that are always going to be consistent. And I get it makes the story easier, but it's like, man, I wish there was like some other things that happen. But yeah, no, it's fantastic. Honestly, once it finishes and wraps up entirely, which it should be done soon, it is going to go way higher. It could even finish top 10. I don't know. I haven't watched any of season 3 yet, not even part 1. So yeah, this is where it's at off seasons 1 and 2. Next, we have To Be Hero X. Oh, this show's great, honestly. Season 1 was all set up, and it might be the best setup for anything I've ever seen. I love To Be Hero X. I cannot wait for Season 2. I'll put it right behind Fire Force, though. I like Fire Force a little bit more. There's a little bit more of Fire Force out as well. But To Be Hero X, man, oh, Season 2 is going to be phenomenal. Phenomenal. I cannot wait. To Be Hero X, such a fantastic show. Next, we have Samurai Champloo. Again, this is a top-tier show. I'd probably put it right behind Ippo. Made by the creator of Cowboy Bebop in the same universe, actually. Mugen, great character. Jin, great character. Fu, great character. It just doesn't hit as hard as Cowboy Bebop, in my opinion. The story is good and all. I don't really like historic anime as well, so that's what holds it back a little bit more. But love the characters, you know, and Mugen as well, you know, I'd say it's pretty relatable. Not as relatable as Spike, but he's relatable to a lot of people. Again, just great story, great storytelling, great characters. It's going to go very high and good. Next, we have Trigun, which really might make the top 10. I love Trigun. I'll put it at the top of good. Trigun, to me, is fantastic, and I don't even know why they're making a new one. I don't know why this new one's coming out. It's just going to be terrible compared to the original. The original is so freaking good. And plus, they ruined like how half the characters look and just like changed a bunch of... Yeah, I don't even want to talk about the new one. The old Trigun, fantastic. Love the characters. Love the storytelling. Love the fights. Love everything about Trigun. Bash, super relatable as well. Such a great character. Like, everything that happens in Trigun is peak. There's no complaints about it from me. So it might land in the top 10, but we'll have to see because we already have 9. So it would be the number 10th, right? Next, we have Fate. Fate Zero. I'm gonna put it just above One Punch Man. Now I know all the Fate fans are gonna get mad and stuff, but Fate is no different from Dragon Ball or Solo Leveling. It's not. At least I've only watched Fate Zero. I haven't seen the rest, but like Fate Zero, it's no different from them. It's a bunch of hype moments and one character with depth, that being Kiritsugu. Maybe a little bit of the other guy, Kodomina or whatever his name is. I can't remember his name. Kirei, that's his name. Maybe a little bit with him, but like the only real depth comes from Kiritsugu, and the rest of the show is just hype moments, right? And the story's not really that great. It's literally just a bunch of hype moments fighting to claim a trophy. So it's kind of, yeah, I mean, it's decent, right? It's got decent fights, and I will say Kiritsugu's backstory and stuff was fantastic. It's the best part of the show. That's why, I wish it had a little more depth. Season 1 also was kind of mid, but Season 2 was definitely a lot better. So I'm going to put Fate Zero in good. I mean, it's solid, but, it's not like anything spectacular. Next, you have Tokyo Revengers. I mean, it's literally, to me, the same thing as Windbreaker, so either way. I think I prefer Windbreaker slightly more, but they're like the same show to me. Next, you have Dr. Stone, which I'm currently watching, and I don't have I'm just going to put it in good. This is the only one you don't need to care about where it is, because I haven't finished it yet. I'm still on Season 1, so... I don't really know much about it, but I'm enjoying it, so I'd say it's good so far, so that's where I'd have it. Next, we have Pluto. Pluto is very good. I'd put it above I'd probably just put it above Mashle, actually. I think that's a good spot. I thought it was a very in-depth show. It actually has a great story and everything like that. Also, not to call out the dude on one of my other videos, but he was trying to tell me I put Pluto on underrated, and he was like, Pluto's so overrated. I'm like, dude, nobody's seen this shit. It's really freaking good. That's Sides Point. It's a good show. But anyway, next we have Erased. Erased, I'm gonna put just behind Death Parade. Death Parade's best 12 episode anime ever. I believe Erased is Erased 13 episodes. But yeah, it's very similar to Death Parade. It's definitely a must watch. Which means we have 9, right? 9 in here, yes. So Trigun will move into number 10. Fantastic show, and this is my list of all my anime. This does not include manga, but in terms of manga, I've really only read 3 to where I could rank them enough. I've read a lot of Kagurabachi, but I'm not caught up on it. I've read a lot of Ultimate Exorcist Kyoshi. That one's pretty good. It's pretty funny, and I'm reading Holy Land right now. It's pretty solid. I don't know where those would rank. Kagurabachi would be very high on good. Ultimate Exorcist Kyoshi would be probably low on good, and Holy Land would also probably be low on good. Those would probably be where they're at right now. But yeah, this is my list. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Maybe what are your top 3 anime, things like that. If anybody's even made it to this point, normally at the end of the tier list. Who knows? Maybe somebody skipped here. But at the end of the tier list, you normally have not many people left, right? But if you're still here, let me know your top 3 anime, what you think of the list and everything like that. I'll be seeing y'all in Thursday's upload. Peace.